Metal Punk and Radio Talk with DJ Silvermyth is back with episode number 46. This brings a visit and an interview special with Osyron from Calgary, Canada. I will also stream up a few tracks with the band Osyron, as well as some classic metal and punk tunes I will put in the mix. So stay tuned in for this metal and punk podcast of greatness. Question number 1 for Osyron from Calgary, Canada. Question number 1. Tell the listeners about the band, what inspired its start, who are the members, and how did the band come to life?
Osyron is a symphonic metal band currently residing in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. The band is made up of 5 members currently. Our lead vocalist Reed, guitarists Bobby Harley and Christoph Stalmack, Tyler Corbett on bass, and myself, Cody Anstey, on drums. The group originally got its start in Ontario under the name Morbid Theory about 17 years ago, when guitarists Bobby and Christoph started writing songs together. Those two made a move out west to Calgary in 2012 and continued under the current name Osyron. What inspired them to start this band is the same as what inspires us now to keep it going, and that's the feeling we get from listening to and playing music. There's a spectrum of emotions that's hard to describe when you really get into a song. It's totally captivating, and reproducing that captivation live or on a recording of our own music for other listeners is our main inspiration.
What are your strides and drives during music creation? What sort of music do you like to portray, and what do you look for in good lyrics?
We like our music to be deep enough that you are likely to hear something you didn't catch on the first or second listen, but also catchy enough that if you hear it once, you can usually hum the parts of it back to yourself immediately. These days, we like to all write and bounce ideas off of each other, and the really good ones get taken farther, and we work those ideas into full-blown tracks in the studio. I'd say we also like to push our own limits too. The bar is set higher and higher every record we do, mainly because we want to almost be a little outside of our comfort zone every time we come back to the writing phase. We like to challenge ourselves and learn from each other. We all have diverse musical tastes and backgrounds, which helps all of us when writing music together. Good lyrics or lyrical content we strive for is something that has a meaning on the surface, or at least on the first listen you can sort of come away with a conclusion of the theme or the story. However, the best lyrics are those that have a hidden or deeper meaning. Lyrics that can also make you think and explore a topic in your mind, that and how they are arranged into the music to provide the most impact possible.
The podcast is now going to stream up another metal classic with Led Zeppelin and the track Stairway to Heaven, performed live. Stay tuned in. Alright, now for question number 3. Tell the listeners a bit about your fans. What type of people are they, and how do they respond to the band?
We are known to most as a serious, tightly orchestrated symphonic prog-metal band, but in real life, we're actually pretty laid-back people, and we tend to goof off quite a bit, even on stage. Just look at our YouTube covers or social media to get an idea of who we really are. Our fans appreciate our music for sure, but people who are diehard fans tend to know who we are as people as well.
What has the band been up to lately in forms of gigs, music creation, as well as band members' spare time?
With much of the world on lockdown, everyone is being cooped up at home lately, so the band has been focusing most of its energy on preparing this studio album for release. We are also hoping to get back on the road in the new year once things get back to normal, or hopefully get back to normal. In our spare time, we like to record cover songs. A few of the members have solo projects, and a few of us also record and mix for other artists and bands as well.
The podcast is now going to stream up a track by Osyron, our special guests featured in this podcast. The name of the song is Ignite, and it's from their latest album Foundations. Stay tuned in for Osyron and the track Ignite.
Caught in the crossfire.
DJ Silvermyth is on the mic. Osyron from Calgary, Canada is also on the mic, and it's time for question number 5. Question number 5. Which is the band's greatest concert/gig endeavor?
Over the years, Osyron has had the pleasure of opening up shows for bands like Norther, Protest the Hero, Into Eternity, Threat Signal, and The Agonist, to name a few. But the most memorable ones would probably be the Into Eternity show, since that was the first big one with the modern lineup, or round 3 of the Calgary Vaughan Metal Battle in 2019, since everything just really clicked at that show.
It is now time to stream up another Osyron track. The name of the song is The Ones Below, and it is from the same album Foundations, released this year. Stay tuned in for The Ones Below with Osyron. On to question number 6 for Osyron from Calgary, Canada. Question number 6. Let's see here. Which of your songs are your favorite and why?
We all have our personal favorites, but as a group, we all enjoy playing the new songs from Foundations the most. because we all wrote our own parts for these songs for the first time on this record as a band. We particularly enjoy playing The Cross and Ignite live. If we had to choose older songs, anything with a higher energy level like Viper Queen or To War would be the ones we would choose.
What other bands do you enjoy? And if you had to choose a favorite artist plus song, who and what tune would you choose?
Once again, we all have our personal favorites, but that's kind of what gives us our diversity needed to create a record like Foundations. Some of our heaviest influences include the classics, such as Sabbath, Metallica, Iron Maiden, and Queensryche, as well as modern influencers like Meshuggah, Dream Theater, Winter Sun, and Camelot. Since everyone in the band has different influences and musical tastes generally, we can't really pick one particular song or artist. We do occasionally record covers of songs we all like, even songs that aren't necessarily metal, so we can sort of Osyronize them and make them our own.
What are the band's plans for the future, speaking of music releases and concerts?
So everything's a bit up in the air for now. We plan to go ahead with all of this year's releases, even though we aren't able to play shows for the foreseeable future. Once things start to open up, we plan to start playing shows again as soon as it's safe and allowed, and hopefully have a tour lined up sometime in 2021. For now, we're just trying to get as much music out there as possible for the next little while for people to listen to and absorb while they're stuck at home, and hopefully then in the new year we can visit your city or country and play these songs live.
The podcast and DJ Silvermyth In The Dark, Metal Punk and Radio Talk with DJ Silvermyth wishes to thank Osyron from Canada for taking their time to answer my questions. If you, Osyron, has anything to add, feel free to do so here.
Yeah, thanks for having us. You can follow Osyron on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube for more information on our album Foundations coming July 10th, 2020. We hope to see you on the road sometime next year.